Laura Hunter said when she was up is that the port needs to access the $22 million. I think is what you said. And there's I don't know. We haven't asked our staff yet, and we don't know. They could tell us. But is that about right? Should the port access or try to gain access, or should, in your opinion, is this something the city of Chula Vista should do, and or
Well, somebody needs. Here's what happened: the $22 million started out to be $15 million. From Mr. Peace wanted the power plant down in a short period of time. We all did. The original negotiations with Duke required 15 years. And he said, how can I lower that down to 10 years? I said, if you got us some money, they won't need as long to amortize their costs. Because the port, when they allowed me to proceed with this, they said, Dave, you can try to buy the power plant, but we will not give you 10 cents and we won't give you any credit. So if you think you can buy something for $200 million with no money and no credit, you go knock your head out. Matter of fact, when I went and negotiated a deal with SDG&E, no one from the port would even come with me. That's how crazy they thought I was, starting down this path. How can you buy something for $200 million with no money and no cash? So they wouldn't even come with me to a meeting. They thought I forgot to exhale what I inhaled when I was a young youth. So, so that $15 million, part of it has been spent, and the port will be glad to tell you, to bring down about 4 or 5 tanks. We used to have big tanks out there. But it's grown to $22 million. That is the state of California's money that they gave to bring down this power plant. And now, Dynergy has to sign off on any use of it. Now, again, I think it was a mistake when the port assigned this to Dynergy to not have them give up that. That's water under the bridge. Mm-hmm. I think everyone would agree to that. There was a mistake made. That's okay, so how do we deal with it now? We need to go back to Dynergy before the hedge fund takes over, and before the bankruptcy court takes over, and get an amendment to the contract that says that if you don't issue a contract to tear down this plant within X number of days of issuance of permit, we can tap these funds, and we don't need you to sign off. We don't need you to go out there and do water testing if you don't do it within a certain length of time. We don't need you to do the things that the end of service requirements that are in that contract. Right now, they control it because you have to get their permission. All I'm suggesting is you direct your port commissioner to say, and by the way, on the money, the rent money, the $8 million, they did agree to look at that during budget time. So that money might be coming back to South Bay. So your new port commissioner, for a new port commissioner to get that done, to get the port to agree to that, I think it's pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know, I've met Ann, I don't know Ann, but she's obviously done a pretty damn good job of protecting Chula Vista, getting her commissioners to agree to that. So getting control of that money so you can control your future. You don't want to be subject to a hedge fund in New York. They will screw the citizens of Chula Vista. And you certainly don't want to be with a gavel at a bankruptcy judge deciding what to do and not to do. And I'm sure Dynergy, you could negotiate that agreement now with them. They have good people there. But once the hedge fund takes over or the bankruptcy took, one of those two things are going to happen. You've lost that opportunity. So why not get it done now while you can? And then, like I said, I'd get my fanny up to FERC and to PUC and see if I can get control of the $42 million. Your people paid that money, and they have it. Doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
Okay. Last question. Do you have any personal financial interest in this deal or in any future deal related to this power plant or this activity, this action?
Absolutely none. My blood has already been spent. People can all, listen, when I negotiated that deal, these people didn't help me. When I negotiated the end of the RMR, these people didn't help me. and now they want to run everything. It's funny. They didn't do any of the work to get us here, and now they want to tell you what's best for Chula Vista and how to do it. It's amazing. I mean, it's quite amazing. You know what? I think you guys working with the port and coming up with a plan and teaming up, having a council committee, working with a commissioner. You need to get a commissioner committee out of the port and start working as executives to executives. You'll get this thing done because you guys are vested more than any of them. You guys are the ones that are going to look out the most, work the hardest, and demand the most. And you need Mr. Ramirez to get on a committee and be part of the solution, working with your commissioner and whatever other commissioners that the chairman appoints to have a committee. And you'll save Chula Vista. And you'll save the west side of Chula Vista. The bayfront is your diamond, your hope, our dream. To be able to have what the people north of 94 have. They have Seaport Village. They have Harbor Island. They have Shelter Island. They have great restaurants. They have great hotels. I can take my grandson and walk around big boardwalks and get an ice cream or a cappuccino with him. And I can't do it in Chula Vista. Well, you know what? It's time this community be given the same opportunities that those people north of 94 have. Our kids deserve a hotel so they can have their prom here in this city on our waterfront, and now, not 10 years from now, now. And that's what I do, and get the port to work with you. Because this new chairman, he'll do it.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm.
Thank you.